how's it going? Thanks so much for tuning in. For today's video, I'm proud to present the 40,000 mile long-term review of my 2012 Dodge Charger RT Max. In this video, I'm also going to be doing an in-depth comparison review to the 2015 model, talking about differences in styling, equipment, driving dynamics, and more. We'll also take my car out to the drag strip for the first time, so this is going to be awesome. As always, this is going to be a detailed, in-depth review of the Charger. We'll start it up, show the engine, get an exhaust clip, go over the performance data, take it on a thorough road test, and show you many of the unique aspects throughout the interior as well as exterior. A special mention and thanks to Farmington Dragway of Mocksville, North Carolina for allowing us to come out there the other day. For more information about their facility, different events, and how to take your car out there, please feel free to check out their website provided in the description box below.
So without further ado, let's go ahead and start her up, let her run. Remote start does come standard on the RT. Both examples in this video are finished in Redline Red Tri-Coat Pearl, a $500 color option. A Smarky entry system is standard on all Chargers. Inside, mine features a unique combination of perforated red leather upholstery with matching red trim and soft touch elements across the door panels, contrasted by black accent stitching. The 2015 RT Tester we have is more of a standard model with two-tone black and tungsten cloth interior. We'll discuss options and more detailed pricing later on in the video. To start, make sure you have the key fob within the interior, put your foot on the brake, then hit the dash mounted button to go. Since 2011, the Charger RT has featured rack and pinion steering with electric power assistance, which compared to traditional hydraulic systems helps reduce powertrain load and horsepower losses to improve overall efficiency. It takes 2.6 turns to lock while having a 37.7 foot turning diameter. The steering ratio for non-all-wheel drive cars, regardless of which engine the car has in it, is 14.4 to 1. The Hellcat is the only one to still use hydraulic assistance. There's no difference in overall feel and feedback between the new Charger and mine. They both have steering that's quick to respond and feels precise when driving spiritedly. The new RT actually features a sport button that's positioned above the revised climate control stack. In addition to altering transmission and throttle behavior, it allows you to go between firmer or more relaxed steering at the touch of a button. At the time my car was made, it didn't come with any form of adjustable drive modes, although if I remember correctly, a sport mode did appear on certain models in the later 2 years. 2015 and newer Chargers feature a new 3-spoke leather-wrapped steering wheel with pronounced grip bolsters at 10 and 2. Easily the biggest improvement Dodge did with these cars in 2015 was to introduce the new TorqueFlite 8-speed automatic transmission of V8 Chargers. Designed in collaboration with ZF, the 8-speed promises improved fuel economy over the antiquated 5-speed auto in my Charger, and it also creates a smoother and far more dynamic car than before. The 5-speed isn't a bad transmission, there's just newer, more refined gearboxes available this day and age. The new RTs use the robust 8HP 70 gearbox, which is also shared with the Scat Pack and SRT 392. I've driven countless variants of this gearbox, ranging from Jaguar Land Rover products to the latest models from Rolls-Royce and more. It never disappoints with its responsive behavior and smooth shifts. It completely changed the behavior of this car, making it that much more fun to drive. Another thing I really like is the new non-gated housing and retro-inspired T-bar electronic shifter that incorporates a bit of padding on top. It's designed to give you the feeling of a linkage shifter for some well-appreciated feedback and ease of use. You're able to use the gear selector to shift the car manually, or tug on the metal steering wheel paddle shifters now standard on the RT. If you select Sport mode, shift times are reduced by 37% to 250 milliseconds versus 400 milliseconds in normal driving, along with a more aggressive transmission calibration. If shifted manually while in Sport mode, you have full control of the transmission. You're able to hold the desired gear without unexpected shifts even at the red line. The only way you can get paddle shifters in my body style was either with the RT Rotor Track or the SRT8, but you're still able to do it by the gear selector if you desire. My car originally came with a leather wrap shift knob, but I swapped it out for a chrome T-bar shifter by Mopar. You can get these for the Challenger as well, and I think it really sets off the interior. I'm quite happy with the quality of it.
So let's go ahead and flip on the automatic projector headlamps and LED fog lamps. Hazards are located in the middle of the dash. Both front windows are fully automatic and feature acoustic laminated glass. Now let's go ahead and check out the exterior. Upon closing the door, the interior will start to chime to let you know it's lost detection proximity key fob.
The current generation Dodge Charger came out back in 2011 and received a mid-cycle refresh for the 2015 model year. The changes mainly pertain to exterior and interior styling, but also includes improved technology, greater performance with the 8-speed automatic, and new levels of refinement. The lineup consists of a wide range of offerings from basic transportation to outright classic American muscle. Models include the entry-level SE, SXT, RT, RT Road and Track, RT Scat Pack, SRT 392, and SRT Hellcat. All-wheel drive is available for the V6 SE and SXT, but it's no longer available for the RT. The Scat Pack and SRT Hellcat are two new models introduced for 2015 and have been covered in previous videos, so if you want to check them out more in depth, click the link in the top right-hand corner of the video. I personally have owned a number of cars over the years, and I'm a huge fan of classic American muscle. Ever since I was younger, I always wanted my primary car to have a V8, but at the same time I appreciate good value and high functionality, which hindered me from ever pulling the trigger on something like a Mustang, Camaro, or a Challenger, even though the latter has class-leading interior space. To this day, some still sneer at the thought of a four-door Charger, but it really does carry the best of both worlds, practicality and performance that's wrapped up in a modern reinterpretation of a classic. When I bought my car, it was everything I could ever have wanted. Sharp styling, retro cues, the latest technology, and luxury-grade comfort for a price that was within reach. The RT Max was top of the line from 2011 through 2014, and as equipped here with the sunroof and spoiler, stickered for $38,640 after destination. Pricing for the entry RT, also including destination, began a little under $31,000 in 2012. Compared to the Chargers from the mid to late 2000s, the quality, as you'll see throughout the video, is on a whole new level. No, this isn't a car for everyone, but the large sedan segment is packed with numerous alternatives such as the Nissan Maxima, Chevrolet Impala, Ford Taurus, and more. The Charger just offers something different. Aside from the new Mustang and Corvette, Dodge, to my knowledge at least, is the only company that is instilling a real sense of American nostalgia into their performance models. The Charger is a car I can look at and, like the Challenger, confidently say, man, that looks like fun. Not always something you can say in this class. Of course, I'm talking about the fact that it's the only competitor aside from the Chrysler 300 that offers a V8 with 370 horsepower for a starting price of $33,885 before destination. There's a number of optional packages that range from styling upgrades to comfort, safety, and luxury. A loaded 2016 RT similarly equipped to mine will run a little over $42,000, while the standard tester also featured here with the Wheels and Tunes group will run around $37,000. At the end of the day, the Charger is a family sedan. Properly equipped, it has the soul of a muscle car with impressive overall practicality and efficiency. The most dramatic differences for 2015-2016 models include the thoroughly massaged and sculpted body and reworked interior. Dodge set out a goal to create a car befitting of the Charger nameplate when they first launched this generation for 2011, featuring an abundance of well-executed retro cues reminiscent to the second-generation Charger from the late 1960s. The unmistakable Coke bottle design, body scallops, full-width racetrack LED tail lamps, sloping roofline, and vestigial buttresses to either side of the rear glass pay homage to 1969. Adapted for a modern era, the Charger remains one of the boldest and most aggressive vehicles in its class. The refreshed styling has come with a bit of controversy though. I'm mixed on my opinions because I like some of the new elements, but not everything. Looking at the new SRTs and Scat Packs, I think that's where the new silhouette really comes to life, looking more modern and mean than before. Standard Chargers feature a new crosshair grille and LED fog lamps on the SXT and RT. LEDs are also used for the turn signals and daytime running lamps. New projector beam wraparound headlamps are standard, while xenons are an option. The forward-leaning front end is less blocky than before and similar to the style seen on the new Dart and Durango. The hood is now made from lighter weight aluminum, but it loses the twin scallops and raised center portion that met up with the projecting grille assembly of my car. The front doors have also been restyled with modified scallops that still trail into the rear quarters. This element in particular is something I'm not a huge fan of, the reason being that on mine and all 2011 through 2014 models, the outer scallop is meant to be a reflection of the curved portion on the inner front door panels, as you'll see during the interior portion. Now with the dramatic sloping scallop, these two patterns no longer match. The roofline tapers off into restyled C-pillars that were pushed further back to enhance the Charger's fastback profile. The tail lamps now wrap around the rear quarters, they're less squared off and feature soft LEDs, by far my favorite new feature. A repositioned third brake light made its way for a new center-mounted rear view camera. And there's a new flush-mounted 3-piece rear spoiler option. The rear fascia is smoother and more rounded without the faux diffuser of the older models, incorporating modified metal dual exhaust finishers. If you really like the SRT's more aggressive styling but don't want to pay $50,000, then the RT Scat Pack is also really worth a look. It combines the 392 Hemi and a few added performance goodies such as unique suspension upgrades, logos, and throwback cues. It also starts out at $39,995, which is a pretty attractive value for enthusiasts who don't need or desire all the fancy bells and whistles like leather, a high-end sound system, or even navigation. All in all, the Charger is still an attractive car in many ways. Styling is a matter of subjectivity. Some may like it, some may hate it. I don't hate it, but for me it lost some of its retro touches and subsequent uniqueness. The more aggressive styling of its predecessor might have been polarizing to some. In that case, the newer one would be the better choice, as it's the better driving, more well-rounded car. Would I ever consider getting a new one? Maybe, but mine is paid off, so that's definitely a good thing. But if I did, I'd hold out for an SRT. While the standard RT may not win me over for styling, Dodge did a spectacular job with the new SRT and giving it a fresh, purposeful look that's more aggressive, dynamic, and refined than its predecessor. I did get a chance to drive the SRT 392 for a week as a press vehicle early part of 2015, so if you want to see more details about that, check the link in the top right hand corner of the video. The RT comes standard with 20 by 8 inch alloy wheels wrapped in 245/45 tires that are able to hold around 0.86 G of lateral acceleration. There's a variety of wheel styles and finishes available, including these 5 split-spoke polished wheels with black painted pockets, part of the optional Wheels and Tunes group. My car's 20-inch 5-spoke chrome wheels are standard on the RT Max. They're no longer available, and while I really like the optional forged wheel options, the ones that kind of look like the American Racing torque thrust wheels, I've always thought these went along with the grille and interior trim pretty well. That being said, I don't think that the chrome wheels would look right on the new Charger, as most of the chrome has either been blacked out or replaced by satin chrome. Less chrome is definitely a modern trend and more of a personal preference, I suppose. The RT features Firestone Firehawk GT all-season tires, unless you opt for the Road & Track package. In that case, you receive Goodyear Eagle F1 3-season high-performance rubber. I replaced the original set on my car with a set of Pirelli P0 all-seasons at 40,000 miles, so I feel like I got pretty good use out of the original set. I didn't have a specific reason for the brand change aside from the fact that I like to try out different things and see how they compare. An important thing to notice is that the Firestones to replace have gotten much cheaper in the past couple years. I had to replace one of them a while back due to a flat tire, and I clearly remember it being close to $270 a tire. Fortunately, you can pick them up now for around $210 a tire. The Pirellis cost about the same. The RT features internally ventilated disc brakes measuring 13.6 by 1.26 inches in front, clamped down by twin-piston aluminum calipers. Bringing up the rear are 12.6 by 0.87 inch discs paired to single-piston calipers. They're able to bring the car to a stop from 60 miles an hour in around 113 feet. The Road & Track gains unique performance brake linings, while 392 models benefit from Brembo high-performance brakes. Underneath the front clip are brake cooling ducts to reduce fade under harder use. The fully independent coilover suspension carries double wishbones in front and a 5-link design out back, with front and rear sway bars. 2015 models introduce more aluminum components for reduced weight. Dodge describes the RT suspension as sport-tuned, firmer than V6 models but more relaxed than the RT Road & Track and 392 models. It also feels firmer than some Chrysler 300s I've driven, but to be honest, it's just enough to make the car feel sportier and transmit some more feedback without being harsh or uncomfortable as a daily driver. Ride quality has not changed between 2012 and 2015. Handling is also pretty decent for its size and weight. It's not a sports car by any means, but I've always considered it to be fun to drive. There are sportier alternatives out there, I'm sure, but I always thought my car felt well balanced for what I use it for. Overall length is 200.8 inches with a width of 75 inches and a height of 58.2 inches. Wheelbase is 120.2 inches, while curb weight for the RT is around 4,264 pounds. 53% of that weight rides over the front. The Charger RT is powered by Chrysler Group's venerable 5.7-liter Hemi V8. The 90-degree engine is constructed using a deep skirt cast iron block with cross-bolted main bearing caps. The heads are aluminum and incorporate hemispherical combustion chambers. It utilizes variable valve timing with traditional pushrod operated overhead valves, 2 per cylinder, in addition to sequential multi-port fuel injection. Compression ratio is rated at 10.5 to 1 with a limited maximum engine speed of 5,800 RPM. It develops a healthy 370 horsepower at 5,250 RPM and 395 pound-feet of torque at 4,200 RPM, unchanged since 2011. This leads to a 0 to 60 time of 5.1 seconds, a quarter-mile time of 13.5 seconds, and an electronically limited top speed of 145 miles an hour. When looking at the general full-size sedan segment that we discussed earlier, having the V8 option gives the Charger class-leading power and performance. Despite the fact that it weighs significantly more than any of its competitors, it still delivers great acceleration. If you don't want to spring for one of the higher-performing 392 models, the RT's 5.7-liter is a great balance of power and fuel efficiency. The RT's dual exhaust system isn't as loud as you may think and isn't near as aggressive as the freer-flowing active systems fitted to the 392s. That's definitely not a bad thing as it keeps the car quiet on the road. It sounds good for a factory setup, but believe it or not, the Durango RT's exhaust, I tested one over the summer, is quite a bit louder than the Charger's and sounds amazing. After resisting the temptation for this long, I'll soon be upgrading the exhaust on my car to finally give it the growl it deserves. The Hemi's standard cylinder deactivation system allows the engine to run on 4 cylinders when cruising, notably impacting fuel economy. Other than that, there aren't any additional fuel-saving features on the Charger like the Durango RT's Eco mode, which modifies the shift schedule and throttle mapping in an effort to boost mileage. Regardless, it's surprisingly fuel-efficient for what it is. EPA estimates range between 16 miles to a gallon in the city and 25 on the highway. If you're looking at V6 or even 4-cylinder sedans, there are more fuel-efficient alternatives out there over outright performance. It simply boils down to personal preference. Mid-grade fuel is recommended for the RT for maximum performance, but regular fuel is quite acceptable. My real-world daily driving average combining city and highway is usually in the neighborhood of 21 to 22 miles to a gallon while running on 87-octane fuel. Total tank capacity is 18.5 gallons. The current generation Charger features excellent build quality for the price, along with easy-to-use technology and enough room to seat up to 5 people. New elements introduced for the 2015 refresh include the instrument cluster, steering wheel, center console, and updated seat designs. Satin chrome replaced most of the mirror chrome like you see in my car unless you spring for the Hellcat. I personally prefer the mirror chrome as it's tastefully done and adds a touch of elegance and luxury. The final cosmetic changes pertain to the aluminum dash and center console bezels, which now sport different patterns. It's obvious that I love my car, but one of the things that really sold me on it was just how nice the interior was. It's honestly the nicest car I've ever owned, both in quality and features offered. Just about everywhere you touch, you're greeted by soft-touch plastics and premium stitch material. The only areas that still feature harder plastics are the lower halves of the dash and door panels and the rear of the center console. This is a car that, despite what some people may think, looks high quality on the inside, especially in person with the available color accent stitching. Everything feels pretty well insulated overall. The only rattles I've experienced is with the rear package tray where the speakers are mounted. I insulated it a bit more with foam material and that did the trick. On the driver's door there's controls for your power locks, windows, and mirrors in addition to available 2-person memory for the driver. The lower panels have a sizable amount of storage space including water bottle holders. The RT's seats come standard with cloth upholstery either in black or a combination of tungsten like our Tester. Of course, full leather upholstery is available, featuring perforated midsections along with heated and ventilated front seats and heated rear seats. A full array of power seating adjustments, including 4-way power lumbar, is standard for the driver and available for the passenger. The more aggressive seats in 392 models are firmer than these, so if you prefer something more comfortable, a higher-end RT is definitely worth checking out. My Charger has maintained the same level of comfort over the years. There's a lot of padding where it matters the most and a lot of upper and lower lateral support. The leather is also held up great with no real signs of wear, creases, or cracks in over 40,000 miles. One of the things that really drew me to this car was the matching red interior. I've owned a number of cars with matching and contrasting interior colors, and I think it's highly unique and something not a lot of manufacturers were doing at the time. The headrests and seatbelts are adjustable. For extra comfort, power pedal adjustment is available, as is a power tilt telescoping steering wheel with heat, not to mention an easy exit feature for both the steering wheel and driver's seat. The glove box is lock-in and features a two-tier design that keeps the owner's manual out of the way along with plenty of illumination. As far as safety, there's airbags throughout, including side curtain and front seat-mounted side airbags along with the driver's knee airbag. Adaptive cruise with blind spot monitoring, forward collision alert, and rear cross traffic alert were standard on the RT Max, but is now only available in the premium group. The newer adaptive cruise system can bring the car to a full stop and resume speed if you're sitting in traffic, unlike mine, which deactivates below 25 miles an hour or so. The front floor mats are embroidered with the Dodge logo, with the driver's side having a handy all-weather portion. A black headliner is standard on all Chargers, another thing I particularly like, along with padded pillars. LED interior illumination with ambient lighting and footwell lighting is available and featured on my car. A sunroof is available at an extra cost. So now let's go ahead and see how she sounds, both sitting still and on the road. So the 8.4-inch Uconnect infotainment system actually first debuted in the 2011 Charger and 300. It hasn't changed all that much, just subtle updates over the past few years, but the overall features and functionality hasn't changed between mine and this one. This one offers 3G connectivity, and I think they started offering that around 2013 or so, but you still have SiriusXM Travel Link, the option of navigation, hands-free Bluetooth telephone. You control the majority of your climate control settings from there. Your heated seats and or optional cooling seats, auto-dimming rearview mirror, various media options, and radio, SiriusXM satellite radio, and all that good stuff. Curiously enough, and I've noticed this in some other higher-end 2015 Chargers, that you don't have the option of heated and cooled cup holders anymore, which seems like a strange omission to me. Mine actually has it. It's a really nice feature. The lights inside light up dark blue when it's cooling and light up red when it's warming, and they're quite effective. One of the new additions for 2015, like you guys have seen in previous videos, is a revised instrument cluster that now incorporates a 7-inch TFT liquid crystal display. When I was car shopping, one thing I liked about the 2012 versus the 2011 was the updated driver information system, which replaced the more plain monochromatic display with a colored background, higher resolution that matched the instrument cluster. The RT Max came standard with a 502-watt, 9-speaker Alpine surround sound system that I've quite enjoyed over the years. Available on the new models is a 10-speaker 552-watt Beats audio system that delivers even more punch with a trunk-mounted subwoofer. I've covered all of the interior tech and how to use the features in previous videos, including the Uconnect system, instrument cluster, and so much more. So if you want to see all of that more in depth, check out the links in the top right hand corner of the video. So let's go ahead and shut her down. And we'll check out the back seat. Alright, so if you've seen my previous Charger videos, you pretty much know what the backseat environment is, but just for a quick recap, we'll go ahead and use my car for the example. There's a lot of room back here. I think the Chrysler 300 has a little bit more headroom just because of the Charger's raked roofline back here, but still, I'm 5'10" with a comfortable seating position with myself in front. I easily have 3.5 inches of leg space, and I don't know, maybe 1.5 inches of headspace depending on where you put it. There's some sun protection strips back here. Obviously it's a big piece of glass, so it provides a lot of sun protection so you don't have to worry about baking your head on a hot sunny day. Up top you have grip handles, coat hooks, reading lamps, storage pockets in the back of the seats, and air vents down below. This particular example, and this is also available in newer Chargers depending on which trim package or equipment package you go for. There's 2-stage heated seats for the outer portions here. This one just has a typical like car 12-volt power outlet, but the newer ones have 2 USB ports, which is nice, not only for an extra device, but just making it a little bit more convenient for smartphones and the like. The seats back here are ridiculously comfortable. They're super soft, they have good bolsters across the top and down below. Give it a little bit more of a sporty feel, I guess. I like the perforations back here when you opt for the leather, and you can sit 3 people back here. It's not extremely tight, but for someone of my size, you're going to hit the headliner. You're going to have to straddle the center console, so you're going to be fighting for shoulder space and maybe even potentially leg space down below. So just keep that in mind if you're going to be hauling 3 taller people all the time. In the middle, though, you also have a full padded armrest, console, nice quality. You also have illuminated cup holders, which is a nice touch. Adjustable headrests in the middle and 2 fixed outer headrests. There's 3 child seat anchors, side curtain airbags all the way around, of course, the padded pillars, padded armrest in the back. I mean, the door quality and stuff as far as padded material is the same as the front. You have good storage down below here with a water bottle holder. All in all, it's a really nicely put together interior environment like we talked about earlier. Just beautiful quality depending on the trim spec that you go for. It definitely offers a lot and offers more than pretty much anything in the class, or at least for the price point. So let's go ahead and check out cargo space. Out back, the Charger's trunk opens very easily, either via the key fob, a button on the trunk lid, or a button on the left-hand side of the dash. It pretty much does all the work for you. Inside, you'll find 16.5 cubic feet of cargo space, making it quite practical as a traveling car. The trunk arms are hidden away so they don't impede on the usable space. To either side are cargo tie-downs along with plenty of illumination. If you need to stow some larger items, you can fold down the 60/40 split rear seat. The car's battery is located underneath the trunk floor, as is a temporary spare tire and the jacking equipment. Everything is nicely finished with black carpeting, including the trunk lid. Well guys, I hope you've enjoyed the long-term review of my 2012 Dodge Charger RT. To close this video out, I'm going to have a little bit of fun. This week, we're testing out a 2016 Jaguar F-Type R Coupe. It has the new all-wheel drive system, so we're going to have a drag race. I'm curious to see how much quicker that actually is side to side. So I'm going to bring in my good friend Chris Tolley, which you guys probably know now from a few videos.
Oh yeah.
So he's going to drive the Charger. I'm going to drive the Jaguar. Let's hop on in and just have a lot of fun.
He's going down. You're my
enemy. Get away from me.
You're going down.
All right, I'm going to give him a car and a half or so just to see if he can eke out ahead a little bit. You ready?
You're going down.
Let's do it.
God, he hit me so fast. Oh man, that was beautiful. I could race that thing all day.
1. Two, 1.